Hello YouTube, this is what we're going to be building today. This is I can only guess it's some type of water tank similar to my other water tank I have here. This I bought pre-built, so doesn't count. This, I'm assuming that's what this is. I got this for $2 at the Hobby Barn in West Jefferson. Don't live near them, but it was nice when I came up there. So here we go to unpackage. Let's see if I can get a camera right. There we go. Alright, here we go. Alright, let's there it is. Hobby knife. Beautiful. This is the tool you want to use. It's a Dollar Tree tool, so this one I gotta get another one. Alright, here we go. Here we go. I could have just done that. Whatever. Alright. Hobby Barn. Here it is. Let's hope it's complete because, well, I don't know. I bought it. Usually if I buy it, it's not complete. Tyco kit made by Polo, West Germany. You can see that there. Very nice. I like getting things from West Germany because it's like part of history, because it's no longer exists. It's now just one unified country. Kind of cool. Alright. Empty. No instructions because somebody else's. Alright, let's see. What do we got here? We got a roof. We have assuming it goes together like this. Beautiful. Let's see, where does you go? Where do you go? Where you go, Hugo? Okay. You are gonna go on the bottom here, like so. Top goes on like so. Okay. Actually, this is a really nice kit. Until it isn't. Okay, maybe that makes more sense. Let's see. You broke off here. Why would you do that? Okay. Let's pop you to here and here. Here and here. Okay, there's some missing broken parts. I can tell. Doesn't make too much sense. I don't have a great idea of what I'm doing. As I said, I've never built this one before. Can I do like this? No, absolutely not. Okay, so we're going to do it like this. Pop, pop. And I'm assuming that no. Somebody had previously built this and didn't know what they were doing either, so like, yeah, I'm missing certain parts. Okay. Interesting. This appears to be like that. So is it like, it's like this. Okay, I see now. Okay. So it's going to be like this, where we've got there and there. Let's see, it's that way. Okay. And then we put this peg in this hole. Okay. And then we got, basically, that's it. I mean, not hard, not too bad. Let's see, where should you go? Okay, so I think the ladder would go like about here, where we connect onto those pegs. Something like that. Quite interesting how this goes together. Alright, so, take it apart now, and I'm going to start assembly. I'm going to paint this, paint all this, and then I'll get right back to you. Alright, so we're going to start off with some colors here. Might not use them all, but we've got Timeless Gray, Arbor Green for the grass, Dark Granite. We've got a big Pewter Gray, found this at a thrift store. Nice. We've got Milk Chocolate for the brown. We've got something. And we've got Warm Buff. I swore I had another thing somewhere. Either way, that's the only browns I've got. So, alright, let's start this off. So before I start on painting this, I noticed something about this one. This has a nice long shoot on it. This obviously was supposed to have one. Now, I don't have one, so I'm going to have to make one. So, let me get some supplies. Alright, so the first attempt didn't work, but this attempt seems to have worked better. I've used another box with better cardboard, finer, thinner, oh, there's the camera, finer, thinner cardboard. So, now I'm going to start painting. Alright, let's see, we want around, let's see, looking at this, we want the bottom green. Okay, green. Beautiful green. Alright, so we got Arbor Green. Grab a paintbrush. Dollar Tree paintbrush. Holy crap. Well, I have not actually painted with anything in a while, so it's a possibility that goodbye. But let's see. Yeah, so we got a problem. Alright, it is going on, as you can see, but it's really, really watery. I don't know why my green's watery. Alright, we be painting. Now, I'm not a professional at anything, like at all. I'm just painting away. I did shake this up, as you could probably saw some of it. I might just cut that out, but some of it I was able to shake it. Now the center piece here, around this piece here, will be where is it? Either the dark granite, a mix between the dark granite and the pewter. So you can imagine that. Alright, so now that we've got the shaft done and this all painted, we can go ahead and start painting these. So, re-gluing, of course. So what we got to do is just as simple as this. Open the glue up. Not drop the lid. And maybe it's not simple. Okay. Alright, so I've got this almost done on this. I'm gluing this all together. I'm just going to go ahead and pop it all together. So far, I've got this bottom painted, and then, which looks, you know, half decent. Half decent. Now we've got this, the shaft. This goes on top. So we're just going to glue it. You just got to get these all lined up. It's probably, oh jeez, yeah, I didn't realize that would do that. That is not good. It's glued everywhere. Okay, now hard part, trying to fit this bag on. Just realized I left the house without cleaning the brush off, so put that in the water. It's also been a couple hours since I just worked on this. So let's see. We got this brown. Now this doesn't look too realistic. Also, I got some green on here. You see that? I'm going to leave that because it kind of looks like ivy a little bit. Next. Oh, I didn't. Well, that didn't help at all. Let's put glue where glue should be. In here, all these little ports. That way then, when I put this right back on, it goes right in. This goes right in. Tricky business here. There we go. That's in and glued. Alright, that's good. Okay. Now, just make sure it doesn't stick to the bottom of the table. Make sure it's nice, it's square and not tilting. Oh, pop. Yeah, that should pop right in. Okay. Nice. Okay. You gotta love Tyco. Tyco is great. In some cases. A lot of cases, they're great. Okay, where is my brown? Brown. Milk chocolate. Alright, here we go. Pop this sucker open. Nice little dollop. Dollop of daisy. Where is brush? Here we are. Brush. Now, I want a decent consistency. We still have glue on here. Always want to make sure your excess glue has been taken care of. And if you don't get it taken care of, it will stay on there forever until you scrape it off. Also, it's horrible to get off your blade once it dries. I don't know if people make these type of videos all the time. They probably don't. But alright, let's see. So we don't want to paint the inside too much of it because that does not matter that much. But if it's just brushed on these parts that don't have any wood grain on it, it just makes it look like there's some wood grain on it. Just barely brush like this. Just barely brush. Just nice and not a painter, but can say I've learned some, so I'll get right back to you once I paint it. Alright, we've now got this all nicely painted. Looks really good. Now, I want to do the silo itself. So the silo sits like so in here. So I'm going to clean this up, make it all nice and round with the X-Acto knife, and then I'm going to paint this a nice, let's say, do warm buff. Alright, decided that we're going to go with a Tuscan red instead of the warm buff. So this will be red, that color, right on top. Let's get to painting. Okay. Get all this off. Hold on. Alright. Pop her open. You get them out. And now we're going to start painting. Now, with this, we're going to paint this the red, but then we're going to lightly brush in some pewter to make this have gray bands. So let's go ahead and start. Yes, good choice. Look at that. See that? Beautiful choice. Don't know if you can see it that well, but there we go. Alright. Alright. Now that this is painted, now we're going to want to do is find the glue. Open the glue carefully, because I'm holding this completely wrong. Get some nice glue. And glue the sides. Okay. Put the lid on, always important because it likes to leak out. Okay. And now I want to rotate this to the peg because there's a peg in here. So this is dry enough now. It's in. I've got a lot of paint on my hand. Very much paint. Okay. That's not good. But now since that's in, I can do some touch up. Touch up. Okay. Now that we've got it to this point, which is pretty good. The ladder here, it's a nice ladder. I broke it accidentally, so I had to glue it back together, but it's back together. This ladder goes right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to now glue this onto it and then paint it. Okay. Then we're going to put this in. Okay. And now that's on. And now, back to your dark chocolate, or whatever brown you want to use. In this case, I'm going to re-wet that. The dark chocolate and just smother it. Alright, ladder's all nice and painted. Yep, there it is. Doesn't look great on camera, but in real life it's pretty nice. It's got to dry. It is crooked. Unfortunately, it is leaning that way. But what old water tower isn't? Fortunately, I did not put these supports in, but these can be used in other places. Don't technically need them. There's a spot in here where there was a winch at one point. Still got the little parts, but I'm not going to install that. Now, what we're going to want to do is let this dry, but we're going to work on the roof. So we got this piece here. This piece is pretty nice, pretty nicely made. We want, what color? Let's go with the dark granite. So we make a nice dark top, and then we will put, do I have silver? We have a bit of metallic. We're going to put this for the runner boards and the other pieces. But we're going to mix that with some milk chocolate. So maybe I'll get a good, nice blend. All right. Do that. Okay. Multi-surface. Pour some of you out. There we go. Good dollop. Put that in, and then, see that? Honestly, it's a pretty good color by itself, but I want more texture. It does dull the textured color out. It does, but get right back. Right, now that I've got this painted, now I'm going to add the chrome. Okay. Chrome and a little bit of chocolate. Okay. Mix that up. Good old rust look. Yeah, it's looking half decent. Looking good. So used to having music on or something, so this is quite weird. It is not turning out the greatest, because I am not the greatest at holding my hand steady or having the right angle for this YouTube video. Look at that. Yep. And I'm not going to touch this for a bit because it is going to dry. And then for all these little bits, get some good old rust color on them. Okay. And now for the spire. It's looking good. Bit of chrome and metallic. Let's get these edges too. Look at that. Look at that. Just weathering it. I do not have anything to weather. I don't know how to properly weather. But what I do know is how to mix chrome paint with, well, chocolate, brown, to produce this. Y'all can't see it. I think y'all can see it. So there's that. Now, what I want to do is now I want to transfer this type of paint to right here. Right here. See that yellow part? That's the gauge of how much is in the tank. So we're going to do this, and we're going to now lightly, not too much, just put this chrome bit on here. The yellow, unfortunately, is very strong in this. It is still drying, so we cannot put the bands on yet, but it is working. Okay. That looks a heck of a lot better, I would say so. It's looking really well. Get that off there. There we go. Yeah, a bit aware there's a bit too much overspray, you know, but basically what I did was I put two things together. That's not going to do justice. It looks like that. It's a mix between this shiny and this not so shiny, not at all. Not shiny at all. That looks remarkably well. Put some more on the hinges, and we'll let that dry. Alright, so I've got this painted. It's actually had a day to dry. So this is how it looks now. Looks pretty good, I would say so. Very, very weathered, I'd say a little bit. Don't have any green on it, but it's alright. So I got this. Did not put these on, but we're now ready to glue the top on. Just grab your glue. I need to buy more. Put a nice bead, especially in that groove. Other side. Not too much, because you want to be able to, if you need to, say it falls and breaks, you don't want like a big glob everywhere. Let's see. Okay. And now put it on. Beautiful. Very nice. Okay. Now, what I want to do is I want to find the gray. What gray were we using? Let's see. What do we want? Let's try this pewter. Okay. Obviously, I forgot to do the water for the brushes again. Dollar Tree brushes. I'm bad with brushes. I am not new. I've been painting things for a while. I'm just really bad at that. Let's see, do I have a toothpick? Toothpicks are great for spreading things thinly and right where you want it. So let's try that. First, go on these little nubs here. Make sure to get the whole thing. Okay. Alright. And now this is just for these little things here. No idea what they are, but they're interesting nonetheless. Like, all these sizes, hard to get, but the paint is wet enough, I think you can just nicely put it on there without it. Oh, darn. I got a little bit on the wood, so it's not great, but it's alright. Okay, so we got two more here. So if you already see that, you can already see the steps going down. It's pretty good. Because before, on camera, you could not see that. Or, you could, but it's very, very thin. Now that it's gray, you can see. Alright, now, if I flip it over, and do the underside of those things. Okay. Alright, that's actually pretty good. Now, the question really is, do I want to put the bands on it? So all these little bands here, make them gray. I'm just gonna go ahead and do it. Alright, so we'll get our thing here and just start painting. Gently brush it on, because if you do too much or too little, it'll smear everywhere, and it's horrible. Alright, once I get more of this painted, I'll be right back. Alright, so I've painted a little more onto it. Looks pretty good. Little bits of smears and stuff, but not too big. Ow, my neck. Not too big of a worry. But once I get this backside on, I'll be right back. Alright. So, got all the bands on it. Right now, I'm going to need to do some touch-up work with the red Tuscan, because I did make some mistakes. You're going to have a lot of mistakes, most likely, painting with toothpick, problems. So get that done. Alright. This is the completed water tower. Looks really good. Comparatively from what it was, where it had, basic color stuff. Basically, this is kind of a tutorial of a video on how to paint, how to do these, but good tip is, when you get a lifelike building or a Tyco building, it's like, okay, color's okay, but what you always want to do is always get either a paint that's similar to the color, if you like that color, or completely change the color. Because anytime you put paint onto something that's plastic, gives it more texture, makes it look realer, if that's even a word. This turned out pretty good, and with that, thank you for watching.